Greetings. TGIF, thank goodness it's Friday. It is Friday here. Um, yeah, I'm here. I'm live. Uh, March seems to be a long month, and so I've done a few different things, but today will be really the conclusion of what we've been talking about this month. Uh, and so as we're going on here, I'm just going to copy the link a little bit and share it at a few places. Why not? But today we're going to talk about the fourth part. What we've been discussing this month. With me? I could do this a lot easier if I did something else, but that's all right. We're here. All right. Oh, look. See, Dr. Satswell. See, you know what? Stacia, actually, as you come on, today's actually the anniversary of becoming doctor. It was 8 years ago today that I was called doctor for the first time. So, see, I'm a doctor. Officially as of today, 8 years ago. So, that is that. But here we go. One more thing to share it, and we'll be all set. So thank you for your little patience here. There we go. All right. So what do you want to talk about today? Let's just recap this month real fast. I came into this month because it started with the end of winter, and then it moved into spring. We're now in spring. Isn't it great? Sun has been out. We have 50 plus weather here in we have 50 plus weather here in Western New York for the past few days. Today's only like upper 30s, but the sun is shining, so we like that. Yesterday was chilly with a little rain, but that's okay. This month we've been talking about low vibrations. What they are? Where do they come from? What is this idea of hell in relation to the ego, the shadows, like all these things that are there? But for more than anything else, to understand that love is really the key to this all. Our love, our light can outweigh all of this. Having that love and light outshines and pushes away the dark, pushes away that which shouldn't be there. And we come into this world with free choice. We come in with the shadow self as part of the free choice. But all that is evil is created by human, not by God. It's created by us. And as such, it can be pushed away. It can be rejoined to the love. It can be taken care of by us. But we never think that way. We think, oh my goodness, this thing we can't understand must only be taken away or I'm not going to say the word destroyed, but just transmuted into love and light by other entities that are not of this. That is very possible. They can do that. But we, as humans, have nothing to fear. We don't. We don't have anything to fear. And so what I want to share, I'm going to share a story. I had a dream this morning, a crazy dream. So I've shared this a few times. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll be the first one to admit to that. Okay? This is all new. It's all coming in this type of teaching. Like when I started and I laid on my bed saying, what am I going to talk about? You wanted me to start talking, and boom, it came. So I'm here now. And I didn't know how to end this month. I never know how to end or start or do the bit. It just comes from spirit, comes from my guides, comes from actually the being that I channel. I didn't know what I was going to do. And this morning, I happened to wake up at 4 or something, and then I was having a conversation with someone, then I went back to sleep, and I had the weirdest dream. I know, Stacey. I never know anything yet. Here we are in like what month 5 of this. Um, but I didn't know anything. I didn't know what I was going to talk about for the last month. And then I had this dream. And in this dream, I had taken my kids shopping. And while we were there, we got separated. And it was weird. And not only did we get separated, but all of a sudden I had bought a stove. Yes, I bought a stove at a mall. And I was taking this giant escalator up, and people were going down the escalator. I'm like, how are they going down the escalator and I'm going up the same escalator? And I'm like, I'm gonna smush this guy. This is gonna be trapped. There's no way this guy can get around me. I've got a freaking huge stove. And then I looked to the side and noticed the path up was wide and big, and the path down was very narrow. So I got there. I know, I'm just carrying a stove around. I get there at the top of the escalator. I've got the stove, and I realize I'm at another mall. Not the one I was at before. In fact, the one I've been to in other dreams. I'm at this other mall. Like, what am I doing here? More importantly, where are my kids? How am I going to get back to them? I need to get to the other mall. Actually, the only thing I can think of is I'm like on the other side of the city now at the other mall. How am I going to get back to this one? And my car's at the other one. This escalator took me to a whole other place. How am I going to get back to them? And I've got this rug with me too, so I'm carrying a rug. Don't ask me why. I'm carrying like a briefcase or another box, and the stove is with me, which I was lifting myself. All right, I work out, but I don't think I work out that much. So I put the stove down, and I'm trying to figure out what to do, where I'm at, what I'm going to get there. And someone overhears me. Now, this person is from a different ethnicity, like I'm from in another country in reality. And they say, "Oh, I'll drive you back." I'm like, wait a minute. No, you can't do that. You're on the other side of town. Like, no, I can drive you back. But something didn't seem right. So I said no. I'm like, I need to figure this out. And I go into the store, and it's weird. I look into the store that was right there. It was like a store I've been in before, apparently in a dream. But everyone took their shoes off to go into the store. So there were all these shoes just thrown at the front entrance. I'm like, well, that makes no sense. And then I turn around. I'm like, maybe I need to call. I need to make a phone call. I need to figure out where I am, find my car. I need to find out what's going on. And so I open a door in this foyer I'm in. And as I open the door, I don't know why I got this urge to start singing light language. I didn't, because immediately I opened the door, it was like I was in a college dorm again. And all these guys come running down. Who made that noise? What's going on here? It's like bedtime. And they didn't blame me, but blamed the door for creaking. And so I left, and it was now nighttime. I'm like, what's going on here? And then I'm like, let me go outside. So I go get my shoes, find them in this pile of shoes. I get my shoes on, I go outside. I've got my phone. I'm like, all right, how am I going to call my oldest? Let me call my oldest. Let me find out where they are at so I can figure out how to pick them up. And I kind of realized where I was. I'm like, well, I can call this person that lives here, so maybe she can pick me up. And if anything, she can drive me around to find my car in the parking lot if my car's here, or drive me there. I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm going outside, trying to make this phone call. The phone is not working. It's going weird numbers. I finally connect. But as I'm trying to connect, I'm approached by these people. Like, hey, you know me. I know this person that you went out with once and gave me this stuff. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's mine. I put it inside the back of my phone. I'm like, how do I know this person? What is going on? They're now trying to take me away from making this phone call and distract me from this. By that point, I had forgotten about the stove. First off, I realized, wait a minute, why would I pay that much money for the stove? It was like $16.78. I'm like, why would I pay that much money for a stove? So I think I left it there. I'm like, I didn't buy the stove. I couldn't have bought the stove. It must be made up. Seriously, in the dream, I'm like, it must be made up. I wouldn't have paid that much for the stove. So now I left the stove. I left the rug. It's just me. I'm now focused on trying to find where my kids are. And I'm trying that. And I get a hold of my oldest. And my oldest is like, well, I was told I can't tell people where I'm at. I'm like, I can't tell people where you're at. And it's going back and forth. I can barely understand. This I'm putting together. I'm like, you can't tell me where you're at? And meanwhile, these people are trying to distract me and get my attention. I just want to text him, are you home? Just so I know where you are, so I know I don't have to worry about that, and I can take care of what I need to take care of. So the phone's off. These people are there, and all of a sudden they change. And they're a little older, and like, oh, we're here. We need to give you a job. We're going to give you a job. That's why I'm here. We found you. We're going to give you a job. So, oh, wait a minute. A job. Well, then. And then the one guy takes off in the direction, says, follow me. Follow me. And he goes into this forest, these woods. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. And I'm like, well, it doesn't matter. I still need to know where my kids are. I need to know what's going on. So if they go into the woods, I make a left and I go to the other side of the building. Now I'm on the other side of the building where there's this brick patio, and I'm standing there. I'm like, all right, I can call this person. Maybe she can go pick me up. I can find my car. Then I can drive back there. I gotta find out, are they home? Are they home? And the guy comes back and takes the phone away from me. And at that moment, an old woman appears to my right and touches me like this. I spin like to move away. And as I do that, I begin singing in light language, very loud. And as I do that, the sun rises. It all becomes light. And I can see walking in front of me now, appearing out of nowhere, like they just stepped right in, was this choir. They were all wearing bright color, like yellow, red, blue robes that you see in a choir. They were all wearing those robes, and they all started singing exactly in the same pitch and the same words that I was doing in light language. They were taking over, and they were now singing this joyfully, singing this loud. And the next thing I know, this area that was just me and this old lady was now fully engulfed in this love and light. And all these people, I don't know where they came from, were now all in the circle surrounding the choir. I couldn't even see the choir. In fact, I was no longer even part of the circle. And at the edge of the circle is where I was. And sitting down just in front of me to my left was the old woman. And she looked at me. And she said, "This is a healing." And she had a hat, like a beret on. She goes, "Have you ever worn one of these? Do you have one of these?" I'm like, "No." I'm thinking, is this a Muslim thing? Is it a Jewish thing? What is it, hat? I don't know. And she goes, "Well, I have one for you." And she extends her arm to reach it, and I go then to get it. And then as I touch it, I go like a warble. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I instantly wake up in my bed. And I'm like, WTF. I actually texted someone that 10 times in a row. And I then immediately had to start dictating this stream to them. Let me explain why I'm telling you this. Why this is important this month. Because even a few hours later, I was sitting on my computer. I'm like, well, I need to talk soon. What am I going to talk about? And I realized it's this dream. I don't even need to channel it. I just told it to you. But what is it that I need to say in relation to low vibrations? I told you how they're created. I told you why we can create them. But what do? They feed off of the human. They feed off of fear. You're going to channel, right, guys? Now we go. These low vibrations, they feed off of the human fear, off of human desires, anxieties, the things you want most. They feed off of that. And they would tell you the easiest and the best way to get it. And then they take it away in the most unusual way, and you're left like, what the bleep just happened? Why? Oh, why did this happen to me? It's what you're left with. So look at this dream we gave him. Let's look at it. He had his kids. And all of a sudden, he was in an escalator going up with really no way to get down. There was no down. So why would he? He never even thought about the down. In fact, it was gone when he got on top with this big stove. Who knows why he has it? So the stove is irrelevant now. But immediately his concern was going back to the kids. And what did happen right away? The person said, I will take you. So convenient, so easy. But something inside him said, no, I'm not going to do that. It was already starting to get darker, apparently, because it's a symbolism. And then he opens the door to the hallway, and his urge is to sing in light language. But before he can open up his mouth and begin, he's interrupted by these guys running down the stairs like, who made this racket? And not blaming him, but blaming the door. And all it was for was to get him back out to where he needed to be for what is needed. What they wanted. And then he went outside. He found his shoes without a struggle. He went outside. He tried calling, but he wasn't getting the information he wanted, and it wasn't working very well because it was a different dimension, all that stuff. But he was first enticed by the idea of a female companion, a relationship. And then he was enticed with the job. Here you go. You want the job. You need the job. We are giving you the job. See, we connected with you with a relationship. We do that out there. And then we proved to you that we knew you. We gave you little proof. And then we said, we have this job for you. You just got to come with us. And where did they want to take him? Into the dark forest. Far away from everything. But something told him no. His intuition told him no, and he went a different direction. And he stayed focused on what he needed to do, get back to the kids. He stayed focused. The guy came back and took the phone, said, no, you cannot do that, basically. You must follow me. I've got a job for you. This is where we're at. And it was at that moment the woman arrived. And all she did was touch him, basically saying, it's okay. He spun and he sung. And what happened was the light language put out the love and the light that is all around him and around everyone here. And all the darkness went away and it turned into daytime. The beautiful choir showed up with the beautiful robes and started singing. They took over. That is what is important without this too. He started it. But they took over and the healing occurred and the masses arrived and were healed. Even he during this time felt at peace. It was no longer about the worry of what he had to do or where the kids were or anything. It was at the peace. And he was told there was a healing. And when he touched the hat, he went back home. People, right now the love and the light is stronger than it's ever been on this planet. The darkness is not as big, but it is brighter and stronger than it's ever been in a long time. And it's that way because it is no longer hiding. It is all around us. But we are the antidote. The love and light in one of you, in each of us, can diminish the darkness into light. And the more we follow our intuition, we listen to our soul, the more light there is, the less the darkness can impact you with its enticeful things that you desire immediately. He wants to say this. The quote that he hears a lot when he goes to his class at the Abundance group. He hears this a lot. He wants us to say it. Infinite patience brings immediate results. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust what you feel to be right. It may not be immediate, but that patience, that trust, that hope will bring the results better than you could imagine. Think about that. He was stopped in the hallway by the darkness to stop singing because that would have ended everything right there. He could barely find his shoes. He couldn't get down the escalator. He had a stove. He was carrying a freaking stove to get there. He went outside to make the phone call and was distracted and given the option of the relationship, which he needs and wants. He was given the option of the new job, which he's been wanting. He was being enticed with things that weren't real, but were pulling at the heartstrings of the desires. And after the phone was taken away, the woman arrived with peace. And he was able to then show what he could do and turn the darkness into day. Brought forth the choir, the true leaders that brought forth this healing in this space. And the people came from so many places. Where they all came from, he do not know. It not matter. The masses were tremendous. And it was because he listened to his intuition and let his love and light shine. And exponentially, that love and light grew through the whole space. And one by one expanded and expanded. And that is what we need to know. Because love and light brightens every spot. And now more than ever, the love and light is strong, but the darkness is trying its best to stay relevant in existence. But it cannot. The length of time for this transition into this true age of consciousness comes down to the human. It comes down to you. It comes down to how much light we carry. And as more people come, be open, live in love and light, and let fear and worry go. The shorter the lifespan of the darkness will be. And the more love and light we will see, feel, and create as per our purpose in this world. All right. So, yeah. If you're just joining me today, watching this for the first time, I've got a lot of channels on there. There's more to that dream I'm not going to go into because there's more. But that was the basic premise. We're in love and light right now, folks. Be in love and light. Know who you are. Be who you are. Feel free to share me out. Feel free to like. I guess I subscribe. Next month is the last month of this chapter of this book. And a new topic will come from there. Or something new will happen completely. We'll find out. We'll see what I begin talking about. Probably next week sometime. Guys, thank you so much. Blessings to you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I feel like I need to say namaste. Yeah. Yeah.